Welcome to Brainish English Stories.
The Portrait Secret. Once upon a time, in the small town of Willowbrook, lived a young boy named Benjamin. At the tender age of 13, Benjamin was discovering the intricacies of life and love. He was a dreamer, lost in the enchantment of books and tales that whisked him away to far-off lands. However, one fateful day, his fascination with stories would collide with reality, forever altering his perception of the world. In the heart of Benjamin's home hung a portrait that had captivated him for as long as he could remember. The painting depicted a stunning lady with cascades of golden curls, porcelain skin, and eyes that sparkled like the stars. The woman in the portrait was ethereal, her beauty seemingly unattainable. Benjamin was spellbound by her charm, feeling an inexplicable connection that tugged at his heartstrings. His mother, Amelia, had often noticed Benjamin's lingering gazes at the portrait. One evening, as the golden rays of the setting sun streamed through the window, she sat beside him, curiosity sparkling in her eyes. "Benjamin, my dear, why do you stare at the portrait so intently?" Benjamin's cheeks flushed, his heart pounding with an innocent secret he had kept hidden within. "Mother, the lady in the painting. She is the most beautiful woman I have ever seen." "Who is she?" Amelia smiled, a touch of sadness in her eyes. "That, my son, is your Aunt Margaret." "Aunt Margaret?" Benjamin's confusion was palpable. But she is not that beautiful now. How can this be her?" Amelia sighed, her voice filled with nostalgia. The portrait captures Aunt Margaret's younger self, her bloom before life's trials marked her. She was indeed a vision of loveliness, just as you see in the painting. The revelation struck Benjamin like a bolt of lightning. He had always admired his Aunt Margaret, her warm smile and gentle nature bringing him solace in moments of sadness. But to discover that she had once possessed such radiant beauty left him both amazed and bewildered. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months, yet Benjamin's fascination with the portrait remained unabated. His imagination swirled with countless stories, each woven around the lady's delicate features. His heart began to flutter whenever he entered the room, his eyes drawn irresistibly to the image that held him captive. Determined to uncover the truth, Benjamin resolved to ask Aunt Margaret about the portrait. On a bright summer afternoon, he found her sitting in the garden, a soft breeze carrying the fragrance of blooming flowers. "Aunt Margaret," he began hesitantly, "I have a question. The portrait in our home. It's of you, isn't it? But a younger version, I mean." Aunt Margaret's eyes filled with warmth, her smile tinged with wistfulness. "Ah, so you've discovered my secret, young Benjamin." "Yes, the lady in the portrait is indeed me, captured in my youth. It was painted by a talented artist long ago. But why didn't anyone tell me?" Benjamin asked, a mix of emotions swirling within him. Aunt Margaret reached out and gently touched his cheek. "My dear boy, the years have a way of changing us. of taking our youthful glow and replacing it with the wisdom and grace that come with age. I wanted you to see me as I am now, to know me for the person I have become, rather than the beauty I once possessed. Benjamin's eyes welled up with tears as he realized the depth of his aunt's words. He had been infatuated with a mirror image, a snapshot frozen in time. In his quest for truth and beauty, Benjamin had overlooked the true essence of his Aunt Margaret's character. With newfound clarity, Benjamin saw his aunt in a different light. He realized that her inner beauty, kindness, and wisdom were far more captivating than any outward appearance could ever be. Aunt Margaret had faced her own share of challenges, yet she had emerged as a resilient, compassionate woman who touched the lives of those around her. As time went on, Benjamin and Aunt Margaret grew closer. They shared stories, laughter, and meaningful conversations. She became his confidant, guiding him through the labyrinth of adolescence with her gentle wisdom. Benjamin cherished their bond, recognizing that their connection was built on something far deeper than fleeting infatuation. Years rolled by, and Benjamin, now a young man, pursued his own dreams and aspirations. He carried Aunt Margaret's teachings with him, her presence an eternal source of inspiration. He often thought about the portrait that had captivated him all those years ago, understanding now that it had served as a catalyst for his own growth and understanding of love. One summer, when Benjamin returned home from college, he found Aunt Margaret's health had begun to decline. Wrinkles etched her face, and her once vibrant energy had waned. Though saddened by her frailty, Benjamin was grateful for the opportunity to be by her side and repay the love and care she had given him. One evening, as Benjamin sat beside Aunt Margaret's bedside, she whispered, her voice soft but filled with love, "My dear Benjamin, life is a series of fleeting moments, and beauty is not permanent. True love and connection are forged in the depths of the heart, in the acceptance of each other's imperfections and the sharing of life's joys and sorrows." Tears welled up in Benjamin's eyes as he grasped her frail hand. "Aunt Margaret, you have taught me more about love than anyone or anything else ever could. Your beauty transcends time, and I am forever grateful for your presence in my life." Aunt Margaret smiled, her eyes shining with pride. "Remember, my dear, that beauty resides not only in the external, but in the strength of character, compassion, and the ability to see beyond surface appearances." In the days that followed, Benjamin devoted himself to caring for Aunt Margaret, cherishing every precious moment they shared. They reminisced about their adventures, laughed through tears, and celebrated the profound bond that had blossomed between them. When Aunt Margaret's final day arrived, Benjamin found solace in knowing that her spirit would forever live on within him. He bid her farewell with a heart full of gratitude, understanding that their connection had transcended the confines of time and the illusions of physical beauty. As Benjamin stood before the portrait that had initially captivated his youthful heart, he smiled, realizing that the true essence of Aunt Margaret's beauty was not confined within the strokes of the artist's brush. It resided in the love she had bestowed upon him, the lessons she had taught him, and the way she had touched his life in immeasurable ways. From that day forward, Benjamin carried Aunt Margaret's legacy with him, spreading her teachings of love, acceptance, and the pursuit of inner beauty. The portrait that once ignited a spark of infatuation had become a symbol of the profound connection he had shared with his beloved aunt, a connection that would forever shape his understanding of love, beauty, and the enduring power of the human spirit.